Hello and welcome to the latest in our series of IoT Now Quickfire videos. And it's an absolute pleasure to be able to welcome today Tim Sherwood, who is Vice President of Business Development, Mobility and IoT Solutions at Tata Communications, based out of New York. Welcome, Tim.
Hi, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. And I know that there's a lot that we could talk about in the area of borderless IoT and cellular connectivity. So I really wanted to ask you first what capabilities you feel are needed most in order to provide that seamless borderless IoT and cellular connectivity.
Sure. I think most people tend to think of connectivity within their own circumstances, locally or maybe nationally. Once you start to go to international cross-border communications, it can be quite challenging. And so we really think about what is required to solve those international challenges in three key areas. First is having broad relationships with local mobile operators around the world, taking advantage of their radio access. Second is then having a set of infrastructure and capabilities to manage their relationships from the edge to provide a consistent and seamless service. And the third is really adding a layer of business intelligence or business rules to take advantage of the variety of ways in which you can purchase access from those broad relationships. So it's an aggregation play, if you will, of multiple relationships, but then really having intelligence and capabilities on top to utilize them for different types of use cases that our global enterprises require.
So looking at the big picture, Tim, what is the role of connectivity in delivering that seamless digital and IoT experience?
So we believe connectivity really is a key foundational element, right? The primary purpose for IoT, at least today, is largely to collect information, to run more efficiently, to improve products and services in terms of what you're delivering to the customer. So being able to have consistent digital highway, if you will, modes of transport to collect that information is important. More and more, we're also seeing connectivity can be used as a means to deliver authentication or improve security as well in an IoT system. So it's not only just a pure dumb pipe of connectivity around the world, but also providing some additional capabilities to provide some security and authentication to ensure only the people that need to know have access to that information.
I see. Tata is on record as saying that logistic businesses and transportation companies can and indeed must evolve in order to thrive in this borderless business world. What exactly are you expecting them to evolve in?
So when we started offering global IoT services in the logistics and transport, a lot of the initial focus was around improved operational efficiencies. How can you leverage greater connectivity, greater information collection, and then the subsequent analytics, whether that be AI, machine learning, other types of capabilities to derive business intelligence from it, was really around cost efficiencies, productivity gains. More and more, though, recently, we're seeing our logistics partners looking at how they can take all that data they've collected the past few years and turn it into improved customer satisfaction, improved transparency and reporting to the customers. You're starting to see that now even on a consumer model, with some of the online retailers like an Amazon providing more visibility into the status of whatever shipments or package that you've had. And I think that it will go even further to increase the level of convenience and services that are delivered to the end customer.
And finally, Tim, for companies who are in search of that integrated supply chain ecosystem, how do you believe that mobile connectivity can help?
So connectivity can help out in a variety of ways when you're looking at the supply chain. Probably the best way to think about it is probably a more complicated example. If you look at the automotive or vehicle manufacturing, where you have multiple components that ultimately make up a vehicle. So the more connectivity you have the earlier you can do testing along that vehicle life cycle to make sure you're addressing faults or issues before they ever leave the plant, let alone trying to address recalls and fixes when they're deployed in the field, which can be quite costly. You can also leverage connectivity to parse the data more efficiently for different ecosystems. So again, going back to the automotive, a manufacturer can share certain data information with their parts manufacturers, for example, brakes components, tire partners, that would be a lot different than the information they're sharing with their infotainment partners for streaming usage and data for the passengers, let's say. So we see quite a bit of opportunities for the data to help not only with the initial rollout and manufacture of the vehicles, but then the ongoing management of the ecosystem, ultimately, again, to turn into greater services that are delivered to the end customer.
Understood. Tim, you've helped us to pack an awful lot of experience into a few short minutes. Many thanks for that.
Well, thank you again, and IoT Now, for having me. Appreciate it.
It's been a real pleasure. And ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to have you too. Thank you very much for joining us around the world for the latest in our series of IoT Now Quickfire videos. Until the next one, bye.